So I'm Steve, I live in Easton in Bristol, and task volunteering sounded like something that would fit really well for me around the rest of life. It's not something where I had to commit to being there at a specific time every week, but it's something where I could sort of pick and choose each week based on what time I had and commit to what was possible for me. So that's how I heard about it and got involved. I guess I'd always heard that Bridges had a good reputation and did really great work in the city. So as a task volunteer, I would check a list that we have on an app on my phone to see who needs some help and what they need help with and where they live, to see how far away it is from where I live. And I would then pick someone on the list that feels like I feel like I could help. I'd give them a call, arrange to go and meet up with them, and typically then I might get offered a cup of tea. I'd have a chat with them about what they needed help with and do my best to give them some advice, or possibly afterwards go away and do something afterwards to try and help them as well. So some examples recently was someone who'd moved into a new house and they didn't understand anything really about the electricity and the gas bills. They didn't know which company was supplying it, and they didn't really know how to figure that out. So we spent some time trying to look at the paperwork and get in touch with the right company and get their bills set up so that they knew how much they were going to have to pay, and that they felt a lot more confident then and reassured about the bills. So a lot of the task volunteering I've come across are things like that, where as people who've lived in the UK for a long time, we often know how to navigate the different systems and the bureaucracy that's around with companies or with the council, with schools, all those kind of things. And we can do that, it sort of comes naturally to us, but for someone who's new to Bristol and new in the UK and who doesn't speak so much English, it can be very bewildering for them to navigate those things, and sometimes quite scary as well. So you don't need any expertise and really high skills, just this sort of common sense and your English and your experience of doing these kind of things in your day-to-day life is likely to just be really valuable to help people for whom it's all very unfamiliar and they're coming across these things for the first time. My favourite part about being a task volunteer is meeting new people. It's such a privilege to be welcomed into people's houses, to meet their family and to be offered a cup of tea or something like that, some food sometimes. It's just so nice. I love meeting new people. That often gives me a boost. It can be a bit daunting as well if you don't know who you're going to meet, but invariably I've just found lovely people who are so welcoming, so grateful that I've taken the time to come and help them. And I always really go away feeling like I've had a boost in my day from meeting someone new and from having a little insight into their lives and their experience of living in Bristol, which is very different to my own. So I think my top tip for engaging with someone who you haven't met before is to find some sort of point of connection, some common interest that you might have. And for me, the thing that always seems to work is to talk about food and drink, because I love food and drink, most people do. And it's a topic where suddenly I'm not the expert anymore. I'm asking the person I'm meeting about the food that they like to make, that they might have made in their home country, perhaps whether they've managed to find places in Bristol to buy the kind of ingredients that they need to cook the food that they like. And it's something where it just puts people at ease. Even if they haven't got much English, they can usually talk a bit about that, or perhaps even show me a picture of something that they like to make. It's a real point of connection, and it's something where people are often very proud and enjoy telling me about the food from their culture. So it's something that puts them at ease as well, and it's just a really easy topic of conversation.